out of your mind staring at the screen. WTHC,
Yeah.
what's up, everybody? I'm hanging with Dr. High. You guys probably heard us because I think I hit that button already. WTHC, good morning, everybody on the live 365 and tune inside. And everybody should be joining us just momentarily over here on Facebook and YouTube. If you guys want to come see us over here, go to WTHC Radio on either Facebook or YouTube and you'll find us. Dr. High, how are you, sir? It was a great night. No, it was a horrible night for me. I'm so sorry.
Why? I'm
Well,
good, thanks. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone
I'll tell
today?
you,
Hope you're having
honestly.
a bang-up day. I'm in my chalet in the mountains today, as you can see over my shoulder. Beautiful mountain views, so
All
it's a
right.
good start.
No, well, I personally, my day was great all the way up until the very ending of it. And I'll tell you why. I was just about ready to sign off from my radio show. I think I had like 15 minutes left in the show.
Okay.
And I was scrolling through my TikTok, and I'm going to say something, and I'm very sad. I come across the post that says that a very dear friend of mine, his name was Ralph, but he also was a puppeteer with me when I first started back, almost 2 years ago now. And him and I were very close. And then we had a little disagreement for a little while, but we were building our relationship back, and we were very close. And he lived nearby in New Jersey. And recently he started coming back into my lives and saying hello and good morning and everything, and it was getting good. We were getting back to being good friends. Well, yesterday I found out that he passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm very sad. I'm traumatized, actually. My heart is broken because he was a really, really great guy. And
Out of the blue like that, or was he sick?
now I'm going to say I really don't know. I haven't gotten all the details yet. But from what I remember, because a couple months ago, he wrote to me and said, Hippie, I was really sick. I was in the hospital. I had side effects from my gastric bypass surgery, and he wanted to tell me more about it. And I was like, okay, buddy, I'll give you a call. And then, I'm just going crazy here. I don't have time in my day for anything. So I didn't call, and then he came in another week later or whatever. And he's like, hey, Hippie, how you been? I want to talk to you. Give me a call. And I'm like, oh my God, Ralph, I'm so sorry. I'll call you. And I forgot again. Anyway, very sad. I didn't get a chance to call him, and I'm devastated with my own self because I should have fucking called him, and I didn't, and now I'm traumatized for that. And then the fact that my wife just recently had that surgery, and I don't know what he was trying to tell me about it because he was having major side effects from it.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, great. Now I don't even know what he wanted to tell me. And I'm like just devastated. And he was just such a sweet, sweet man, just a big, big heart, cared about everybody. He got bullied. He got picked on TikTok by people, but he did his very best to be the best Bert that he could possibly be. He was amazing, and I love him to death. And I am traumatized to have lost him as a friend and a fellow puppeteer. Rest in peace, my friend Bert. Rest in peace. I'm very sad. So then the day doesn't get better. So then, I'm sad. I end the show, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to leave the back room. I'm going to go chill and sit and reflect on the fact that I haven't spoken to Bert, and now Bert's passed on. Brian Jackson, did you get your book? Yes, I sent the book to you. I sent it to that Seth guy. Keeps sending me messages saying that I'm the one sending the book to you. Is he lying to me? Is he like lying? No. I sent it to I think I'm pretty sure I sent it to Brian Jackson. Anyway. So, long story short, well, still a long story, but so I have I have two cats. They're both very old. They're both in their 17s.
Yeah.
Years old, they're both very old. And the big boy, his name is Cosmo. He has been not doing so good, but he's not in pain. He's not crying. He's not complaining. What the hell is that shit going on? I'm hearing myself. Anyway, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, you're there, but you're not there.
You're gone.
You're frozen.
Now we're both gone.
Gotta love internet. I'm moving.
Are you?
No, Brian, please let me. Yeah, I'm still moving. You're sitting there looking handsome.
Oh man,
but I can hear you.
You might be going here.
Now he's gone. Oh, Dr. High, no. Hello, Lori. Hi, Brian. Yeah, Brian, I definitely sent it to Brian Jackson. Please, if you can check before the show is over, that would be fantastic, and let me know. Vern and Kelly, I still got to send yours. Kelly, I got to find where you sent me your email. I think you sent it to me privately, and then I'll send it to you today. And Vern, if you're out there, sweetie, I got your edition. Kelly, actually, you're supposed to get 2 editions, aren't you? I love and miss you too, Purple Haze. Mwah, you know that. Very sad, right, about Bert? I'm so sad. I was like traumatized. With your little flower. Little flower. There's so many things. JJ could be a little flower. Oh. Do I need to send him another invite, you think? Dr. High, do I need to send you another invite? Ooh. You know what I could do? I could send him another invite while you guys listen to one of my good friends. How about that? How about Brandon Brookins, right out of the Pocono Mountains? Look him up. You can find him on any platform. He's amazing. This song is called It's Life. And Facebook, you can't do a thing about it, you sons of bitches. This is my damn song. He gave me the rights to play it. You can't play it. I look around just when I think the world is up. Hey, Dr. High.
What's going
I
on?
had to send you another invite. I was getting ready to go send you another. I said, let me put a song on and I'll go give him another invite. But then you came in. So now we get to listen to this song and then we'll be right back.
There we go.
This is Brandon Brookins, right out of the Poconos. Look him up. You look a lot clearer. You look a lot more handsome today. Now that you're back.
Oh, well, thank you.
DJ nephew Nick is in the house.
Yeah, morning, Sean, Jerry, Kelly. Good morning, Chris. How you doing, Kyle? Brian, Steve. We're busy this morning. Lori's here. Nick, how's everybody doing today? I'm back. Stevie Dabs is with us. Just when I think I'm gonna smile, then I start to frown. I need someone, and I miss you.
Master Roachy. Crystal's yelling out Master Roachy's name.
Master
Roachy. I used to love my Roachies. I don't have them very much anymore. That's another thing with those damn filters.
Yeah, no more roaches.
No more roaches. No more roach joints.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, it bothers me when I'm out of weed and I'm like, let me go break up all my roaches, and I look and then I'm like, oh, I don't even smoke joints anymore. Damn it!
Nice.
Nice, Kyle. You gonna go sing some songs tonight, buddy? Gotta get you dancing more, Dr. High.
Dancing?
Yeah, you gotta get this move. Me and you, we do this move at the same time. It'll look good.
I wasn't born to be an entertainer.
Oh, D.D. Dabs is in the house, everybody. Make sure you grab him up. He's amazing. He has a fantastic group over there. Lots of fantastic people. Content is amazing.
But D.D. Dabs has a group?
Oh, yeah. D.D. Dabs is their own group. It's like D.D. Sanctuary or something.
Huh. I don't think I'm a part of that group.
Name. I got a lot of names in my head, but
yeah,
starts with an S. Oh, Dee, my pleasure. Much love to all the fellow cannabis enthusiasts.
Always.
Now this song's gonna go right to a commercial and then a 420 song.
DD's Cannabis
We're never
Sanctuary.
gonna get the show on today. I'm just kidding. We'll do we'll talk for a little while, and we'll do the commercials late. I still gotta finish my story.
Your story's sad this morning.
Oh, it's not a good one. I'm very depressed.
No.
So we're back. Thank you. DoktorHigh and I had some technical difficulties. I appreciate everybody sticking around and hanging out. Everybody out there on Live 365 and or tune in, I appreciate and love you guys. You guys have been there all morning since 8 a.m. I've been hanging with you guys. And then I had some of my friends in the back room hanging out. I've been very quiet until now because I've been sad. So my friend Ralph passed away. Rest in peace, Ralph. So now we were moving on to my pussy. I got a pussy cat that lays. He's very old. Him and his sister, we got them when my son was just six months old, I think. And my daughter was like 5.5. And now they're 23 and 18. All right. So they are very old cats. And, one is getting really old. He's starting to pass on. And we're like, we're not the richest people in the world. So, if he's not in pain and he's just going to die peacefully, we're going to let him die peacefully, And right now he seems to be, just chilling. He's not doing so good with his making it to the bathroom as much as he should. But besides that, he's still eating a little bit, drinking a little bit, and hanging out on the couch and just chilling. Last night, my son goes running up the stairs to go to his bedroom. And he hears a weird noise in my daughter's room, which is right across the hall from his.
Right.
And he says, knock, knock, knock. Elizabeth, are you okay? And she doesn't answer. Knock, knock, knock. Elizabeth. And he hears the noise and it gets louder and she doesn't answer.
Right.
He busts open her door to see what the hell's going on. And there's her cat, the other cat's sister, having a stroke and seizing out on the floor. And so he grabs her and runs down the stairs and yells to my wife, and my wife and him run out the door and they run to the vet and she died.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Man, 2 in one day.
So my buddy Ralph passed away yesterday. My pussy died last night. I got another dead pussy on the couch that's just about dead. It is not a good week for pussy. I think Mrs. Hippie's on her period, so that tops it off. All right. Anyway, now that I'm better, I had to get that off.
It's hard to lose a pet. I went to go up to bed probably about 2 months ago.
And the boy is mine. He's like my best friend. Him and I have been friends since birth.
No, we just had a cat pass away on us just recently too. It was only like 11 years old.
My daughter.
I was supposed to go up to bed one night, and the cat was there. And it was laying in my way. So I said, move. And it didn't move. And I lifted up the sheet because then he's going to move, right? And he didn't move. And I reached over and touched him, and he was hard. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
Well, yeah. What's even worse is so my daughter is at work, and this is her pussy. So it lives in her room up there. She has one of them window boxes. It goes up into the window on the second floor. It hangs out. It looks out into the world. It has a great time. It had a very happy life. My daughter cared for her like a baby since it was a baby. She's at work. And this cat she leaves thinking that the boy cat's going to pass away. Goes to work. She calls my wife while my wife is rushing to the vet. And she's like, I just got this weird feeling. I wanted to know how Cosmo's doing. Is Cosmo okay? And my wife is like, we're on our way to the vet with Wanda. Yes, Cosmo and Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents. Don't laugh at me. Anyway, that's what they named them, not me. Anyway, so Wanda is now on the way to the vet, and my daughter just starts losing it at work, and she's like, what? You know, and then she's screaming, and she works in a big resort, and she's at the front desk, and she goes running off, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm sure they're like, somebody's losing their mind over a cat. I don't know. You know, some people don't have the same tolerance for things that, you know, bosses don't care as much as other people.
Their own way, right?
Right.
Every experience has lost their own way.
Yeah, right. And some people are, you know, if as a boss, you're like, yeah, I guess you can go home. Fuck, it's a cat, man. Grow up, you know. But then, I mean, if it was their cat, they would be crying their eyes out. You know,
lots of us have lost pets, and you know, sometimes I look at my dog now and I think, oh my God, you're going to break my heart one day. You know,
my God, that's how I'm going. That's how it's going for me right now with my cat. He's my boy. He would lay on me every night and we would sleep. You know, that's him. The other cats all hung, and the dog, the little Chihuahua that just passed away was my wife's. And she would, you know, I couldn't even go near my wife with that Chihuahua. I'd get bit.
Those are Chihuahuas.
If I didn't take the dog and put her in the other room when we were making love, I was getting bit on the ass the whole fucking time. I was like, get the fuck over me. I'm in the middle of something here, you little fucker.
No, if you could only tell him to give you the tongue and not the teeth, life might have been okay.
Well, once she got older, it was better because she lost most of her teeth. And then it was just gumming. She was just gumming my ass. I was like, all right, you can stay. It's kind of
that's not so bad.
Kind of turning me on.
Move a little to the left, please.
No, I'm only kidding. It's not turning me on. I'm just kidding. You freak.
And you thought the foot fetish was bad with Nick.
Yeah, right. And then Hippie's over here having his gumless, his toothless Chihuahua biting his ass.
Yeah.
While making love. Sorry, DJ Nephew Nick. No. I've been making fun of you all this time.
Yeah, and Crystal with Master Rochi, I know he works during the day. I know what's going on. We'll set something up for one evening. I know he's busy a couple of weeks a week, but we'll do
the doc and you can get together and we'll set it up. Yeah, make it set and we can set it up and blow it up. Let the world know that Master Rochi's coming.
We'll have a special event.
Yeah.
Master Rochi and Al and
Crystal. Crystal, you're more than welcome to come as well. Absolutely. Now that I've upgraded, dude, we can have like 18 people in these boxes now. We can turn this into a party. Yeah. I can have
fun. And Lori says she has a question this morning.
Don't tell Lori, though, because she'll
want to know what Lori's question is. Because she has a question for us. So I'm curious.
See, I knew it. As soon as she heard, she was like, what? Boxes? I can come up? No, you're not ready. This is not the DoktorHigh and Hippie and Lori show.
Well, you never know.
It could be. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. What time is it? Oh, my God. Look, it's perfect timing. Oh, my God. Did I do commercials?
No, not yet.
I didn't do any.
Well, except for our unintentional technical breakdown for a moment. But I don't think you did commercial. You just played a song, eh?
Right. Hey, take off, you hoser. I don't know. Every time I hear you guys say "hey," I do it to Pothead all the time too. Where the hell is this song?
How's Steve making out down there in New South Wales? Is he getting some?
Oh, I seen he bought a new bong. He's already ready.
Nice. A bong?
Yeah, it's a cool one. What am I doing here? Where is calligraphy? There they are.
I don't know.
All right, we'll be right back. Here's Happy 420 to you. This is Calligraphy with THC.
Hey, it's Bill Schmidt Jr.
And then we got to do commercials. So we'll do that, and then we'll answer Lori's question.
A fat stack of like that.
I can't hear you.
Little homie Manuel Noriega, Big Just, Rossi, Jack the Apostle, the League.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz till little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy. He keep his head in the cloud. Bel Air Kush by the bush. Wow. Screaming loud. Still smoking. Having nice dreams floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a backiotomy. Prescribe me Huckleberry.
Morning, Tina.
I take it back to rolling in the
Morning, Elvis. There's Elvis. That's Brandon, the guy we were just playing a few minutes ago. That's his cousin.
Nice.
It's like I lit that shit in the crowd, pass it around and let you hit that shit. Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Rock down leaves.
Good morning, everybody over there. You better be smoking. It's 4:20 somewhere. Oh, it's 4:20 in the Netherlands. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Oh, hi, Terps and Buds. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I'm Hippie. That's DoktorHigh.
On a Sunday stroll, homie got the rap. Give me the sack. Let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul.
Good morning.
Bel Air Kush, give me the control. L lit back roll, 5 hats told. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the musical, I need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me earth to feel.
Curly Kel, I'm married. I've told you 100 times.
Well, we'll take the questions and see where it goes from there. It's about bees. What do you want to know about bees?
From information, stand up, provide the right education, show love, holistic cloud, politics throughout the nation, making us stop debating Billy Blunt stash, flavor, taste the weed.
Weed is all I need. That's that weed.
Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves. Growing up in the leaf of my
She's married, Nicholas. If she's gonna cheat on her husband with anybody, it's gonna be me. She wants a real puppet.
You mean there's a party that can get stiff?
There's a party where?
I said there's a part of you that can get stiff.
Oh yeah, my rod.
What's up, Matt?
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this. But you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you.
Oh
So
no,
what are you
Kelly
gonna do?
Collins, what's going on
You're going to go
upstairs?
grocery shopping.
Please.
Cook, clean. Be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper.
Think you got to use an exterminator.
Don't you forget about the pharmacy.
And hopefully, or call a beekeeper if they're real
That's what
bees.
caregivers do.
If they're honeybees,
Don't give up.
a beekeeper will probably come
Never
and move
give
the
up.
coffee.
This is your time.
Yeah, just call an exterminator.
Show the
That'll cost you a
world,
couple
your
$100
family,
bucks. They'll come take care of that shit.
yourself.
There'll be no more bees.
that you're tougher
Yeah,
than
but maybe if you don't want to hurt the bees, we'll talk about this in a minute.
and be the best
them bees.
caregiver this world has ever seen.
They're probably them stupid woody
Caregiving
bees.
is tougher than tough. Find the
Hornets
care guides
or
you
whatever
need
they-
at
wasps.
aarp.org/caregiving. Next service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Who the
Hi,
hell
I'm
is
Danica
Nick to
Patrick.
talk about
I'm
how
proud
we
and
roll?
Watching my
We're good, Nick.
Man,
amazing.
the only thing he
But
rolls
not
is a
every child
beer
gets to
can
be
across the
carefree.
bar when he's
1 in 6
finished.
kids in the U.S. are hungry.
Give me another one, you
That
fucking
little
son of
girl
a
sitting
bitch.
alone at the playground, she
He's a
can't play
nasty
like the
drunk.
other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School
I don't
lunch
even
will be
know
her
if Nick
only meal
drinks.
today. It breaks my heart that
Oh,
this is reality in our
I just
country,
fuck with him.
but it's something that Feeding America is
I just know that he
working to
has a
change.
great sense of humor and he
Each year,
plays
Feeding
along with a
America
lot of my
network
stuff.
food banks
Yesterday, I was in
billions of
Texas and
pounds
I
of
was
good
walking
food
around
that
his
have gone to
neighborhood
waste.
trying to find them.
This food is then provided to families and children in need.
On the live
Being a kid should be
365,
about
it gives
using
me
your
like a map.
imagination, learning, and
So
having fun.
I brought
These
it brought me
children
right
shouldn't have to
to
miss
like
out on
right in
simply
his
being a
neighborhood
kid
somewhere.
because they're hungry.
You know, it doesn't give
To
me
find
his
out how
house.
you
It gives
can
me the
help end
tower where
childhood
his phone
hunger
is
in your
pinging off of.
community, Visit feedingamerica.org.
So I'm
Brought to
naming
you
all
by
these
Feeding
places.
America
He's like, where
and
the
the
fuck
Ad
are you?
Council.
Yep, I was growing Skywalk Road too a few years ago, Kyle.
Badger
Beautiful
Heart
thing.
Puppetry. Badger Heart
About
Puppetry.
23%.
If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Thorge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Thorge today at 1-636-234-1535. We're on TikTok or Facebook at Badger. We'll be back after
Puppetry.
one little more commercial.
Also makes LARPing items too.
Hey, hippie, look at this beautiful crystal sphere I got from Bella's Badass Crystals.
Look at this big vagina I got.
OMG, hippie.
It doubles as a worry stone.
Bella's Badass Crystals is on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
You can also check out their sales. They have mini Mondays and twice a day Tuesdays.
Find Bella's Badass Crystals on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
They are badass.
WTHC, good morning, and everybody. Welcome in. Happy 420 to everybody over there in the Netherlands and everybody partying with us over here. Thank you so much for being here. You got the doctor here. Good morning, doctor. Everybody's here. We got a lot of questions coming through, so I'm going to just shut up and let you start answering some of them questions.
Buds, for sure. Full extract cannabis oil. Yeah, it is proving to be potentially beneficial for a lot of things. What would you like to chat about specifically when it comes to FICO? Method of extraction, preparation, potential uses. I mean, there are so many things that it can be beneficial for, right? Because it's a full extract. It takes all the components of the cannabis plant and puts them into a concentrated form. So that's why it's so beneficial. And there are some conversions that occur too during the process of extraction that brings up a bit of the CBN in the plants. So yeah, there's some good things that go on. Absolutely with FICO. All about it. I think when it comes to cannabis, if you're sick with just about anything, a lot of the body, they say, has to do with acidity and alkalinity and balance, and the endocannabinoid system is really what balances the body. So cannabis interaction to such an extent that
I get nervous. I'm a chew toy. Big dogs like that.
Toy. Yeah, no shit, eh? That's funny. And he can destroy a soft toy pretty quick. But I don't even remember what we're talking about now.
FICO.
Yeah, we're beyond that.
Balancing the body.
Yeah, the endocannabinoid system. And when you use
I was sharing it out.
concentrated oil.
Nope, they are making a powder from it as well.
Yeah, well, that would be along the lines of what we spoke about on Friday with little boxes, right?
Yeah.
If you'd like to learn how terps and buds, we were taught on Friday by a guest on the show, because I was fully aware of water soluble. Cannabis is never water soluble. It's easy to use those words, but what water soluble really means is you have the ability to suspend cannabinoids in water in a good suspension, because they'll never be soluble in water. You're just such small molecule size that they can, very good. Do you use the tapioca maltodextrin to do your own terps and buds? Is that how you're doing it? And then
they may be already a friend of little boxes.
Oh,
I don't know.
Could be. It could be.
Could be a friend.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, then you want to start using the tapioca stuff.
Well, he's already making his own.
Yeah, but tell him it's better this way.
Well, I don't necessarily know that it is, right? Because Little
I don't
Boxes
either.
was the first person that turned me on to being able to do that without the equipment. I knew it could be done, but I thought it required a lot of processing. I didn't realize that there was such a simple home recipe for making this preparation. So that was a revelation for me on Friday, which was fantastic. I was really,
Yeah, it was a
really
great
happy
show.
to learn about that, right?
It's available. You guys can go back and watch them. All of our shows. You can also listen to them on Spotify. Their podcast, WTHC Radio, on Spotify.
Until
Da.hippie
thick
DoktorHigh.
and workable. What do you mean? You get it to the form of to being hard, like crystallized, like
Batter.
shatter, and then you smash it into a powdered form? Is that what you're getting at? I'm trying to understand the process that you're using. I mean, you could be losing a lot of terpenes and stuff too, right? With that extended cooking time, and there's probably a lot of conversion from THC happening over that long period of time, even at the lower temperatures. But I mean, if it works for you, that's what matters most. If it's
Right.
a preparation
as long
that
as
you're
you're
finding
getting
the
your
truth from
quality
it,
of life.
then that's really cool. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just, okay, you put on a syringe, you place on a Tic Tac. Oh, okay, so you're making your own FICO. I thought you were making your own powdered. Your own powder. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, definitely with the FICO. Yeah, that's what you'd want to do, right? Like a lot of people use a rice cooker.
Curing my skin, amazing. Can I ask what was wrong with? Was it like psoriasis, skin, or funk?
It was
Like, did you have funky balls?
Autoimmune issue. Because I've written a book
autoimmune.
about cannabis and the autoimmune.
Like, if there's something that I can put on my balls for jock itch,
well, yeah,
some sort of cannabis cure, that would be great.
Cannabis oil, cannabinoids, hemp oil, all very good for the skin. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of real life experiences with this. There was a time when I was doing the extraction that I wanted to experiment with topicals. I hadn't made any creams. I hadn't made any kind of butters.
We can talk about topicals for a second, because I've never really used one. I've used a CBD one, and I didn't feel like I felt anything.
It was CBD.
You what?
But you wouldn't feel anything. It was CBD.
Oh no! What the fuck are they selling it for?
Well, the thing is that CBD is good for inflammation.
Well, yeah, I put it on my hands. It was like a lotion that I put on my hands for.
How often did you use it?
Daily until the container ran out, and then I said.
And then you felt no difference afterwards. Well,
I didn't feel any difference during or afterwards, except for my hands. My hands were greasy.
It's a sketchy market.
Right, so, and I'm talking about a place, like I said, I'm talking about one of them places that I'm buying it from before the dispensary. Now I will buy my CBD or anything from the dispensary, but this was from a vape shop.
Before I first made
making their own CBD. Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to experiment with making them. So I went to my boss at the time. I worked at Inhale Nation. This was at the same time that I was running the medical grow for the 4 patients. I went to him and said, "Listen, I want to look at doing this. Would you cover the upfront costs? And then we'll incorporate it into our business, right? You just cover the upfront costs so I can do the experimentation, and then we'll go from there." So he's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I go out and I source everything I need to make the topicals, and I make them. But, like when you ask somebody to try something that you've made yourself, there's a chance that the people you ask to give you an opinion won't necessarily give you a fully honest opinion, only because, you know what I mean, they don't want to hurt your feelings, or it's all in a nice way, but you won't necessarily learn the absolute truth of the product. So I took it back to my partner and I said, "Give this to anybody you want. You know, I don't want to know who it is. I don't want it to be somebody I know, and I don't want them to know that I made it. Just pass it out. Tell them you got your hands on it. You want to know what they think. So, what's that?
I'm trying not to interrupt you, but talking to Brian at the same time.
Oh, so he sent them out. Well, I get to work one morning, and he says, "Hey, I want to talk to you for a minute." So I go upstairs, and he's like, "You know, I've gotten calls back from a couple of the people I've given that cream to, and they all say it's really incredible. It's working real nice. They're happy with it. They love the smell. They love the feel."
Brian Jackson 554 at AOL.com.
So he says, but this morning I got the most interesting feedback. He said, I gave this to a buddy of mine who has pretty serious psoriasis. He's been through 5 medications and they haven't been able to solve the issue. He started using your cream. He called me at 7 o'clock this morning to tell me how great it was and how much of a difference it was making for him.
It was clearing up the psoriasis.
Yeah, whatever it was doing. I didn't talk to him direct. Like, this was just feedback through the person I asked to get feedback, right? But he was a serious guy. I mean, this guy ran a business that was making 25, 30 million a year in business, right? So he was, you know, and he was totally impressed. He's like,
some quality feedback.
Yeah, he was like, let's move forward with it. You know what I mean? If this is something you want to start making, we'll see. We were actually moving cannabis through the wholesale before it was legal. I had stores all over the country, and I was sending out vape pens, sending out all different products because it was just discreet between the store owner and us, right? So they'd order bongs and pipes and rolling papers and all this other stuff, and we'd slip in a box of something else in with the shipment. It was all going in Canada by courier anyway. So we were doing a lot of really cool cannabis things before it was fully legal, you know, like, so yeah, I was pretty involved, like, in the business, doing some neat stuff. But yeah, but the topicals have a great deal of potential. They really do. And there's been a lot of evidence that cannabis is beneficial for autoimmune diseases. So it's really good.
Heather says it relieves the itching and the burning from psoriasis, which
right.
is definitely helpful because then you're not scratching and itching it, and you know.
Yeah, which probably makes it worse, right? Like if you're scratching,
an opportunity to heal, which may help with some of the healing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, who else had questions? I saw a whole shitload of them. He lives in Canada.
Who's that?
You live in Canada.
Oh.
And I live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So between us, we got half the world conquered.
Right. Conquered. What are we going to do today, Dr. High? Get the world high as usual.
No, alleviate the stigma. That's what we're all about. Really. Alleviate the stigma. That's what's really important, right? Alleviate the stigma. Help people understand why cannabis might be beneficial for them, why they might feel better if they incorporate it into their lives, and to give them the reassurance that the likelihood is quite slim that even if they've never tried cannabis before, when they do try it, that they'll have a negative experience, right? So at least not one that's dangerous or going to cause you any harm. You might not find it pleasant, and you may feel like it's not for you. That's possible. There's a segment of the population that just doesn't like it, and that's perfectly normal and fine. But you don't know until you try. And if it is a part of your life may have a better quality. So it's worth the exploration. It's worth finding out.
Dr. High, I give up.
Why?
See Brian's name there, Brian Jackson 554.
Yeah.
At AOL.com. Can you just send a damn book to him? I've tried fucking 50 fucking times. I don't know why we're not getting it through. But
all right,
I'm about done.
Let's see what I can do.
To read the damn book to you, Brian.
Let's see what I can do. Oh shit! I closed an article I wanted to have open. All right. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
The Show Me State, Missouri. Yeah.
Where are we at?
Well,
The Show Me State. Which is that? Missouri?
That's what they say. Missouri. I'm in Missouri. The Show Me State. Show
So,
me.
is cannabis medicine? Going by Gmail to
BRIANJACKSON 554 at AOL.com.
Wow. How long have you had that email address, Brian?
Since 1987.
AOL.com. Yeah. I mean, I think my first email address was AOL. Is cannabis medicine.
All right. Anyway, so I attempted to take that syringe apart, the one with the smaller amount that was just about finished. It doesn't come apart. I tried with pliers. I don't want to break it because there is still liquor in there.
The cart wouldn't come apart?
No, the half grams don't ever feel like they come apart. I mean, without breaking it, I don't want to break it because it's still got stuff in there.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
So I stopped trying to take it apart, and I'm just going to smoke it. But now I'm ready. I'm just about ready. I'm out of regular carts, so now I'm ready to take those other new carts and squirt the syringes in there. One syringe in there, right? You said one into the full gram cart. Is that going to fuck me up? 93%. No,
you're going to love it.
I'm going to miss that other flavor, though, you know?
Yeah, well, there'll still be some residual. Well, no, because you won't be able to get it in that tank.
Right now, it's going into another old distillate.
Yeah, it's going into another tank. So,
yeah, but that distillate was a 90% as well. So that's going to be a nice little. You know, it's definitely got some remnants in there. So
does Brian want to check his emails?
He said for a while.
Welcome.
He's had that AOL account for a while.
Oh, yeah, for a while. I bet.
I'm sure. Anybody else got any questions? I got to start setting up commercials because it's already almost that time again.
Time flies, eh?
Yeah, it does. Lori had some questions earlier about her.
Yeah, that's what I asked her about, and I never saw the question.
Yeah, I forgot. It might be way up in there somewhere.
Did she put the question in?
I don't know, Lord.
In terms of what?
That's how my shower was.
Okay, so he said, yeah, because we're back to the, what state do you live in? Oh, I'm in Canada. That's for sure. You're in Missouri. Show me state. Okay. I got to figure out how to follow these through all the way.
I'm trying to figure out what
they go so fast, right?
Nicholas says over there.
Hi, DJ. Is that? Oh, that's me. Has Kelly or who else got the books? Who'd you send them out to?
Nobody officially. I tried to send it to Brian a couple dozen times and it didn't work. So I need to send it to Kelly and Vern. Kelly needs a second copy too because she won that second one.
Well, Kelly, if you want, just send me a message in Messenger.
You might be better off
with your email address, and I will take care of it myself.
Yeah, you might be better off.
Yeah. Well, it might be. You might not be able to share the files because of the type of files they are or whatever, but I don't know.
No, it's my damn soft fingers. They just don't read as well on the phone. I tapped.
You can find me on Messenger, right, Kelly?
Oh, it's okay, Fable. You get to sleep. You need to sleep, girl. Welcome in.
And remind me if we see Veronica after.
Oh, yeah.
To
I'll still attempt
her
to
know.
try to send it to him.
Well,
I got to figure it
all I
out.
gotta
Somebody-
do- Oh,
I
you
got
got
it.
it.
Hey, see, all you need is somebody with a brain. I'm a puppet. There's stuffing up here. Nothing but
Or at
stuffing.
least fingers that can press buttons.
Yes, that might help.
That makes it easier for sure. For sure. Nice. Fable. Slept in late. Oh, that's the life. Sleeping in late. I think I was up at 5 to 4, and I was on the computer by about 5:30.
I got up around 6:30, and I was in here and on the radio by 8.
I'm funny. Like, I like to work.
I was up fairly
The
late.
perfect job for me would probably be 5 a.m. to 1. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was I used to have a 3 a.m. to like 12:30 or something like that. It was
That'd be
great.
kind of perfect.
I liked it because then I had the whole day. You know, you have the whole day to do whatever you want. Be out of work by 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Plus, I have my most energy in the morning. That's when I like it the best.
I liked it because
Up all night partying on the clap.
oh, Nick's been up all night. He goes over. He's one of them dirty dogs. Hangs out over on the clap at night.
I got to tell you, the clap is not a word that invokes any kind of positive sensation or mental imagery for me. So
the good news is the clap is going to have 9 boxes soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there'll be 9 boxes in your room full of clap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice stuff.
I don't know why DJ Nephew Nick likes. I think it's just because of the porn part of it. That's the only reason I think he spends most of his time over there. He should be on TikTok DJing. It is. Yeah, I knew it.
What's
So
that?
He takes song requests for foot pics.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, I'll play your song if you send me
over there?
your foot. I'm sorry?
They let you play whatever music you want over there?
Yeah, I can do that on TikTok as well. They don't give us a hard time about our music. Facebook though. We gotta talk Facebook.
I wonder why. So there's a new article out. It says, surprisingly enough, that medical cannabis use is benefiting veterans. This is in the Hemp Gazette. Author was Stephen Gothranet. It came out yesterday. It says a study has found that medical cannabis improve the quality of life and reduce other medication used by many of the U.S. military service veterans surveyed. And it's a big survey. There's been estimated that 3.9 million of the USA's 19 million veterans have mental illness and or substance use disorder. Nearly 1 in 3 experience depression, a quarter suffer anxiety, and around the same have PTSD. So it says the study was done by researchers at the Cannabis Center of Excellence at the University of Utah, University of Massachusetts, and Joint Ventures & Co. And it says that between March 3rd and December 31st, 2019, 510 U.S. military service participants found 91% of the respondent reported medical cannabis assisted them in experience a greater quality of life. 80% reported fewer psychological symptoms, and 73% had fewer physical symptoms.
All right, we have a couple people writing stuff over there, but I got to run a commercial. You read those questions and get yourself caught up, and we'll be right back. You're hanging with Da.hippie and DoktorHigh on WTHC.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Elvis, thank you for your service.
Learning the lingo.
Chucky, thank you for your
Today I'm going to help
service.
parents translate teen slang.
We've been talking about microdosing. You got to go watch some of our past shows, Terps and Buds. We've just been doing, this is like episode 16 or so, 17. But you got to go. We've been talking about mushrooms. Yesterday we did mushroom talk.
I totes love going to the
was
mall.
it yesterday or the day before?
Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jelly.
Day before.
As in,
It worked. Did you see it? I smacked him in the back of his head and he moved.
You don't have to speak teen.
Yeah, but we're happy to talk about it again
That's
anytime. Any questions, we'll answer that question for you right there in a minute.
Just the same. To learn more,
Absolutely.
visit adoptuskids.org.
You don't have, I mean, we
A
would
public
love for you to
service
go back and
announcement brought to
watch
you
or
by the
listen
US
to them on
Department of Health and Human
Spotify.
Services, Adopt US Kids.
But we're here
and
every
the
day,
Ad
10
Council.
a.m. till noonish. Dr. High gets
This
a little
is the
high and he
story
forgets
of
what
a
time it
very
is. And
special
next thing you
woman.
know, it's 12:30.
In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless.
Not
and
now.
still is.
They
She
left.
could also make monsters
They went to
disappear,
go watch.
especially those that lurked in the shadows under the
Oh.
pit. Once,
No, I'm just kidding.
this woman put
And the
back
numbers
together
went
a
down, and I
teenage
was like,
girl's
not
broken
now.
heart, which had been
No.
shattered
Come
in
back.
1,000 pieces.
I'm just waiting for the commercial to be over.
Her hug.
Yeah,
She
no,
masqueraded as
I
a
hate
regular
these-
person
I hate
at
these
work,
commercials.
but as a
They're
superhero.
terrible.
I mean,
For
I love
everyone
them
who's
because
raised
they're my
Gabriella,
friends and they are.
I still call her
no, well,
mom.
these guys aren't. I love these.
Eventually we cut it up with a little bit of music too, and it'll be
is here to help.
slow, you
Soon
know.
enough,
Your guide you
soon,
need to help.
soon enough,
complete
we'll
with
have enough
tips and
sponsors that I
resources
can get rid
at
of 90% of these commercials.
aarp.org/caregiving.
That's it. Thanks, Terps and Buds. As soon as this commercial's over, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I think about mushrooms.
Holistic
with
Health
you.
Water has certified medical grade
Well,
water
these
ionizers that make
the ones
7
that I
things in
have to
water,
play live
including healthy
365. I
There's
don't
a
have to
5
pay
micron
pay
filter
them.
that lasts
I don't
up
have to
to a
play
year,
them.
and each
I can
machine
choose
lasts
not
25
to
to
and
30
pay
years.
more. But
Simply
if
attach
I
your
play
faucet
those,
or
they
install
take the
under your
bill
sink.
off a little bit. You
Listen,
know.
Get a mineral
do
spot
what you
unit
gotta
in
do.
the shower.
Oh, no, no, yeah.
Water.org.
No, but if we
Get a
start
free
getting
ebook.
enough sponsors,
Plus,
then I
pay
can
for
just play
any machine in full
sponsors.
and
I'd
get an
rather play
extra
that.
and change your life.
You know what I mean?
Yourwater.org.
Oh, the hippie's gone. Where'd he go? All right, so we got no commercials, so Terps and Buds. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'll talk about that. I have a lot of belief in the potential for microdosing, and the science is really starting to show that now too, that microdosing of mushrooms can be really good for you. Mushrooms, in fact, can help form new connections in the brain, and really positive stuff. Absolutely.
Hi, Dr. High.
Hey, what's going on?
Everything in the world shut down. My whole house, I guess. I don't know.
How's the weather?
No, the weather seems to be cloudy. That's all it really says. But I didn't go out there. But all of a sudden, you and I were in these like two black circly boxes going around in circles, and I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
But
yeah?
I could see you down there in the little boxes. You know, like
Okay.
But the radio shut down. We're not even on the air right now. I mean, we're on Facebook and YouTube, but we're not even on the air. I got to hit the button to get back on the air in a minute. But I figured I'd explain what was going on and see if you wanted me to, or if you want to just finish this today like this, and then I'll go back on the air in a little while.
Oh, Fable's calling you out.
Huge schlong. Whoa. What are you talking about? Fable. Yeah, I was all fucked up. I don't know what happened over here. Oh, was I frozen with my mouth open or something?
Yes, you're always ready, she says, preparing.
Now you're oh, it worked again. I smacked you in the back of the head and you moved. I don't know what's going on, man. What the hell? Are you there?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but you're not moving. You got smoke coming out your mouth, and you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, I was going to say it makes my beard look really gray. It's kind of magical.
It is. It's good.
I'm curious.
Now he's frozen completely. There he goes. Wait. Ah, you gotta love this shit. Well, now I can play whatever I want.
Well, I'm a pot smoking.
Are you back?
Hey,
you're back. All right.
Wow,
this is fun. How's your weather?
looks like these porn star freeze.
Right. Well, we were about to talk about some stuff. What happened here? We were about to did you talk about it while I was gone. Hi, Ganji lovers. If you're still here.
I mentioned that there's a lot of evidence to support the use of microdosing with mushrooms. Both psychedelic mushrooms, psilocybin, and a lot of other mushrooms like lion's mane and reishi and chaga and cordyceps, Amanita muscaria. There's a lot of evidence to show that there's a lot of potential benefit to be had from including that. But like we're talking about, and we've said a couple of times now, right? If you look at the food and health guidelines, they suggest that you consume fruits and vegetables so many times a day, which means plants are good for you. Mushrooms are a fungus, but technically they're natural, and so is cannabis. So I can see where they're all beneficial, right?
Yeah, they were telling us the truth. They just didn't tell us which fruits and vegetables we should be eating. They told us apples a day would keep the doctor away. They didn't say cannabis a day would keep the doctors away.
No, because number one, they didn't know. Nobody knew back then in the 60s. I think if they would have looked at ancient Chinese and Egyptian, and if they were able to see the history of cannabis use and how it was used, yes. And even up until the 1930s, cannabis was in a lot of things. You could buy it at Sears. You could buy it, just anywhere. Cannabis tinctures, cannabis sativa, cannabis indica. They knew the differences in the strains. They knew that there were differences in the way to prepare it as medicine. You know what I mean? And what it could be beneficial for it. So it was a cover-up, basically, to not give us access. And recently I've been seeing this stuff on TikTok that concerns me. Because it's on TikTok, I don't know how real it is. But they're talking about in Canada, how Canada is starting to put in regulations that are going to go after the natural supplement industry, right? So I don't know. I don't like the sound of that, because I think that's the way we should be transitioning towards healthier way of life, as opposed to towards pharmaceuticals.
Well, yeah, but pharmaceuticals don't want us to do that.
Yeah.
They're in control of everything right now. Now cannabis is going to start taking over and taking half of their profits, and they're going to be like, whoa.
Well, think about it.
No more cannabis.
In a case like COVID, pharmaceutical companies could hold the world hostage.
I had COVID 4 times, and I lived.
Really? I had it once, but
because I smoked weed. That's what I blame it on.
They first found at the University of Lethbridge in Alberta a correlation between cannabis not allowing you to catch COVID, or cannabis use working with COVID. And then another university in the United States found the exact same results a few months later. So there was a correlation between positive benefit of cannabis and COVID. It was more specific than that, and I don't remember the details, but yeah.
Terps and Bud says in 2024, they're supposed to come to the Missouri ballot for veterans for trial for mushrooms and ketamine and other therapies.
Well, that was a mandate that I'm glad to see. I guess they have to implement it at state levels also, I suppose, in the U.S., the way it works, because I'm not really sure, but the way the political system is, I guess the federal government had made this proposition. Remember, we spoke about it the other day where they were saying that they want to see the trials beginning within the population of veterans.
Right. Yeah, we were saying that.
With these substances,
which is great. Which is where I think it should be.
Well, I think it's a great place.
I don't know about ketamine, but I'm okay with weed and mushrooms. I mean,
I heard
that we know ain't gonna kill people unless they take too many mushrooms.
Well, I've never tried ketamine personally.
Me neither. I don't know if I want to.
Who've been quite serious about it, and I've done some looking into ketamine, and apparently it's not dangerous. It can't kill you, and there can be therapeutic use for it.
Well, that's great.
So,
is it natural or is it a chemical?
It's a tranquilizer. It's a pharmaceutical. Hold on a second. I'll maybe pop the dog out. Hold on.
No problem. I'm not really into pharmaceuticals. Unfortunately, I have to take some for my craziness. But I mean, if I could get off of them, I would. But I just tried a week ago and it wasn't nice. But anyway, microdosing is the way I'm going to go for my depression. I'm going to get ready to start that. Da.hippie has a website at Da.hippie.com, and he has his own dispensary. And he sells tarts, and they can be shipped anywhere in the United States. And there are different brands of mushrooms that you can get right from him. Check them out.
Yep. Beneficials, including Amanita muscaria, and one version with cannabinoids, and the other with Delta-9. So one with Amanita muscaria and Delta-9, the other just Amanita muscaria.
Sorry. He also has like a coffee with some mushrooms in it and some other really great shit. Check him out. He's hot too.
That's funny.
Not quite as hot as me, but anyway.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in that study, there was a couple other really interesting things that they talked about. How that with the veterans out of that study group, they found that 21% of the veterans were using fewer opioids. 30% were using less over-the-counter medications. 25% had reduced antidepressants, and 25% reduction in anti-inflammatories. It says overall, 45% reported using less medications, 46% consumed less alcohol, and 24% less cannabis.
What the hell does that make? That don't make no sense.
Those are incredible numbers.
That's fantastic numbers, except for that one that said less cannabis.
No, less tobacco as a result of medical cannabis use.
Oh, I thought you said less cannabis. I'm like, that don't make no fucking sense.
The participants were 38% chronic pain sufferers, 26% PTSD, 48% anxiety, 27% depression. And it said 67% of the participants used it daily, 52% said multiple times a day, and another 15 once a day. So this is very interesting because that's a substantial reduction, right? Well, those kind of things, Kyle, like it's difficult. I can't give you kind of the advice on how to utilize mushrooms recreationally. When I talk about magic mushrooms, I'm talking about taking them in microdoses and doses so small that they're not recreational. I really don't.
I don't. If you remember Kyle's story, he's disabled. He was hit by a car at a very young age. Well, not such a young age,
Yeah.
Anyway, he's got a lot of health issues, and I don't think he's looking for that. I don't think he's looking for that trip as much as he's looking for that happiness.
Well, I would say, counter to what we heard the other day, if I was going to suggest somebody try mushrooms for the same time and want to get to a threshold of feeling something, not over the edge though, I would try a half a gram. That's where I would go. I would suggest you try half a gram in one sitting. You could soak them into a tea to soften them up and extract some of the goodness and drink them down. Make sure you take the mushrooms in too, and see how the experience is. Make sure you're home. Make sure you're in a safe place. If you have somebody there that can be with you.
I don't know how the landlord's going to feel about that, Kyle. You think the landlord's going to be good with that?
With what?
His landlord's his mom.
Yeah, see, now Fable Amps says get chocolates out of proportion. And mushroom chocolate's a good idea, right? Because it covers up the bad taste of the mushrooms and everything. The problem with that is that you don't know what the strength is because you're not making it yourself. And there have been a lot of tests done already that have a stated amount of an active ingredient, like especially in cannabis edibles. They might say, okay, there's 100 milligrams ingredients in here. Now, technically, the law in Colorado says if you have 100 milligrams on your label as the dose of cannabinoids or THC in the product, and it's 95 milligrams, then your product is illegal because you don't have the stated amount of THC. But if your product states it has 100 milligrams of THC, but it has 200 milligrams of THC, it's still a legal product. You see what I'm getting at? It makes it a legal product anyway. So if they mislabel, if they make a mistake like that, you end up taking this dose that you don't expect, and it's going to be not a pleasant experience. So,
all right. So his landlord seems to be cool with it.
Then, yeah, I mean, if that's okay, then it's definitely all right to try, I think. What Terps and Bud says, 1/10 of a gram, absolutely. 100 milligrams is a great place for microdosing. 100 milligrams every day you would take, and over a period of a week or two, you'll start to feel the differences.
You put an RSO in cake?
Yeah, you can put RSO into anything. Really?
Right out of the syringe, you mean?
Yeah, but the problem is that by putting it directly into the cake mix, it's going to be very difficult for you to get an even dosing throughout the whole product. So what I would do is, if you're doing a cake from scratch and you're using butter, I would put the RSO into the butter first and then use it in the cake batter. If I was making brownies, that's what I would do. Or if you're using Betty Crocker's countertop cake mix, you can simply put your RSO into the vegetable oil, because you're going to use like a half a cup of vegetable oil. You could put that on a pan on the stove and gently warm it up until you've been able to incorporate all that RSO, because you're going to see when it first goes in, you're going to have that big dark glob in there. But as you let it warm up just a little bit, I mean, light warm up, 100 degrees, you're going to put your stove eye right on low and just use a whisk. And whisk it around until you no longer see a singular color. Everything's mixed, and then use that oil. Yep. Go ahead.
Can I do that with the same thing with my distillate carts?
Yep.
My syringes, I mean.
Yep.
So I can fuck my family up tonight and not even tell them I'm going to cook dinner.
Well, no, I wouldn't suggest that, but
well, they all smoke.
You can put it into a cake for sure.
They all smoke.
Yeah, that's okay. But just remember, right, in a cake, if you use
if I bake a cake, they'll be onto it. But if I make dinner,
well, if you use a half gram of distillate, a half gram syringe in that cake, then you're going to have 500 milligrams of THC in that cake. If you want a 50 milligram dose, you need to be able to cut that cake into 10 slices.
What about
50
A
milligrams.
pack of 12 cookies. If I put a syringe of 12 cookies, 500 milligrams.
You would have 500 divided by 12, 480 would be 40. So you'd have around 40 milligrams a cookie, which is a reasonable dose.
So a half a gram syringe is the perfect amount for a package of cookies.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to do it into a package of cookies. You're talking about the ones you buy from the store and you just slice them up?
No. Yeah, I guess the scoop ones or whatever. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you got to have an oil that's going into your mix.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, the powder where you would make it. Yeah, no, the oil. Yes.
Yeah, as long as you have to put an oil into the mix, then you can get away with it, right?
So yeah, the cookie mix and then the oil and then I mix it and then I put it on and I cook them. And do I cook them at a lower temperature or something because I don't want to over carboxylate or something? I don't know.
Well, cookies cook around 350 to 375, usually for
not when Mrs. Hippie's cooking them.
8 to 12 minutes or something. What do you mean?
800 for like 6 minutes and they're black.
Oh yeah, no, that's not the way.
She's a horrible.
No, but I mean, you can, right? You can lower your temperature down to 325, 300, but it's a pretty short process, right? You're only talking about, bake a cookie 15 minutes max, and some of them probably quite a bit less.
Now, if I were to do said cookie batch,
yeah,
and then I got the munchies while I was standing there,
yeah,
and I ate all 12 of said cookies,
yeah,
how would I feel?
Well, you'd have a half a gram dose. You'd have 500 milligram dose. So I don't know. I wouldn't feel good. I'd be way beyond my pleasure point. That's for sure. 10 times beyond it. So yeah, you could, but why would you?
I don't know.
But sometimes that's a problem with edibles, right?
Right.
You eat a gummy and it tastes so damn good.
You want another.
So
what
it's
about
like
making
the old Lay's potato chips. I bet you can't eat just one.
What about making Jello shots?
Would
we have to use little boxes as method?
Well, when I've made gummies in a variety of different ways, and one of the ways I've made gummies is with Jello gelatin, and using additional packages of gelatin, right? So getting the straight gelatin, the unflavored gelatin, and then using the recipe mix for Jello and adding in my concentrate to that in the initial process as it heats up to get it mixed, and then adding all the rest of the gelatins in until you were able to get to a gummy consistency, right? Because Jello isn't a gummy. It won't hold for a long time. So I would end up putting, I think, about 6 additional packages of gelatin into that mix, and then I had 300 molds for gummy bears. So I'd just simply take it while it was warm, squirt them into the molds, into the fridge, come out, dust them in sugar, and they were good to go. And they were 20 milligram doses themselves. One, but yeah, so
all right, well, we got to do another commercial.
You got to tick in the Jello, right?
Yeah. Well, I have this friend. I did an interview, Hobbies and I, back in the day. We did an interview with a guy who has a machine, no cook gummy machine, and you buy it and it comes with all the stuff. I have to get his information. It's over there, but it's a fantastic machine and it makes gummies just like regular gummies, but no cook, no boil, no hot, nothing.
I'd like to see the YouTube video on that.
I will give you the information later. I have it. I think it's called the Greener Institute, to tell you the truth, if you want to look them up.
Institute.
Yeah,
you're going to commercial?
Yeah, I'm going to a commercial. So yeah, go ahead, look it up. The Greener Institute. His name is Barry, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, he came on and did an interview with us and talked about all that shit. We'll be right back. You're listening to Dr. High and the Hippie over here on WTHC, and we got a 420 song coming up too. So, oh, we're not even on the fucking radio, dude. I forgot. We're not on the radio. The radio shut off on us. I don't have to do a freaking thing. We want to talk, we can talk. I'll play a song. How about that? While you look that up. The radio shut down and I never signed back on.
I keep on rocking and rolling, moving to the groove. Real smooth journey, no more swollen colon. Holy moly macaroni, Yankee Doodle. Yank my noodle while I pet your poodle. Dooby dooby doo. I do believe I can. I'm a cannabis enthusiast. That's right, man. So let's take a pause for the cause. Here, hit this and expand exponentially, flipping like a pancake. Get your oyster moist and hot. It's a clam bake. Yabba dabba doo. Fred Flintstone, blast a dabba goo. You can lick my bone. If you're hating on life, quit Facebook stalking. Be a real human being. Start walking and talking. I'm silly, goofy, and I don't give a fuck. You can make fun of me, tell me that I suck. I still have a good time, waking and baking, taking time to find the right rhyme, making this song. Hit my bone, whip out my dome, but the bitch had a clit 6 inches long. It's a beef curtain or a meat wallet. Don't matter what you call it, you just need to clean it. I mean no disrespect, but you need to keep the stinky pink in check. So I'm walking and talking, 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 walking and talking.
What are you doing over there, Fable?
I'm walking and talking, walking and talking. I'm walking and talking, just walking and talking. I love a good clean vagina. Nothing could be finer than to be in Tennessee sipping muscadine wine. Lime green marijuana sticking to my fingers every time I come by. When I leave, the smell of weed lingers in the room. People know Sticky Muck has the stinkiest dank on the block. You can jump on my cock and start hippity hopping. She sounds like a turkey going gobble, gobble, gobble. Bobbing up and down like a buoy on the ocean. Bouncing them boobies in super slow motion. Lure me up with lotion, rub me down, turn me on, top me off and tuck me in. Cinnamon toast is my favorite midnight snack. I don't give a tiddly wink if you think I'm whack. Just keep on talking that yakety yak while I keep on rocking this trackety track. I got 2 fat sacks in my pants, one in my pocket, the other underneath my rocket. Nuggets in one, my nuts in the other. Black folks say, you got a taste of soul to you, bro. Yeah, style too. I'll high five you. Suit, coat, tie, dye, tee, pajama pants. All you little chickens just keep squawking. The name's Muck Sticky and I'm walking and talking. Just walking and talking. 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 Walking and talking, I'm walking and talking, walking and talking, I'm walking and talking, just walking and talking.
All right, so we were a little early for that 420 song, but Dr. High, I hope you looked up what you needed to find. The Greener Institute, did you find it?
Yeah, when I looked them up, they're a clinic in Pennsylvania. It helps you get a medical card, but there's nothing about
yeah, all right, then go to try this one, the Greenery.
The Greenery?
Yeah, or something on there. It might say the Green. He has 2. Yeah, the Greener Institute and damn it. I don't even know where the paperwork is right now. It's on the other side of the room. Buried.
The Greenery. Let's see what that brings us. Brings me a lot of businesses. Kelowna. No, that ain't it.
Hold on. You found it?
No.
Oh. I'm looking at business cards. I might still have his business card here.
Well, that's interesting, though. A no-cook gummy machine. I don't see how it works, to tell you the truth. That's why I'd be curious to check it out because, like how do you infuse something that needs to be in an oil form that you need to turn into a solid?
I know what you're saying, but
so I don't know.
I don't remember his explanation. He also has a website where you can go and it'll tell you wherever any dispensaries are in Pennsylvania. You can also work for that website and be a caregiver, so you can drive and deliver for patients who need their medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a great guest. We had a great time.
Interesting.
I feel horrible that I don't have his information right here in front of me, but I put it away already because, I want it for later, another day.
Sure.
I also had a guy named something else that he made hemp pretzels, and they were hempsels. And they were fantastic as well. It was a great interview with him as well. All the great uses of hemp and the millions of things we can do with hemp alone. Anyway, I don't have his card right here in front of me, unfortunately. The paperwork could be over there, but I don't know.
Oh, well, it'll come up. What
Anyway,
do you think about it?
it's the Greener Institute is definitely one of them, and I want to say the Greenery or something like that.
Right.
But I can't remember. Anyway, gummies. That's where we were.
Yeah, I was just going back through the comments here looking. Kyle says, should I talk to Chip about doing shrooms? Yeah, you could. But like I said, I think you should start with a half a gram and see where it goes.
Now, DoktorHigh.
You can always go up, right? But you can't go backwards.
You go out. All right. Well, when you go out to buy your said magic mushrooms, or you come across your magic mushrooms, or you grow your own, some people might not have a scale. How do you tell what a half a gram is? I mean, like one cap, a stem. I mean,
I guess it depends on how you acquire it, right? Do you acquire 1 gram?
No, I mean, usually it's an eighth. I've never heard anything less than an eighth.
So you have to just kind of, if you don't have a scale, you got to visually divide it. I mean, if you're off by just a touch, it don't really matter, but you know what I mean? You want
an eighth is 3.5. You want to break it into 3 somewhat equal piles.
And breaking it into 7 equal piles.
7?
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 grams.
Yep.
You're saying eat a half. Oh, you're saying a half gram.
Yep.
Okay, not a full gram.
Nope.
Full gram.
See, that's
full gram will fuck you up.
It's like with edibles, and that's the way I see it. You can always take more, but once you've taken it, you can't go backwards. So learn your own experience first, and you do that by starting low and going slow and moving upwards, and then you determine where your experience lies, and you've educated yourself as to where you need to be the next time you want to have this experience or the time after. It's about learning your own individual needs, right?
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to see if I can find this paperwork. I'll be here. You just keep
talking. When I was a kid, I would do crazy shit. I would take whatever and do whatever. But as a responsible adult, I see that these things can be enjoyed, but it's got to be done in a responsible way. And you have to, it's all about risk versus reward. You know what I mean? Like if the risk is greater than the reward, it doesn't make sense to do anything. It's about the reward. So if the reward is greater than the risk, then there's a reason to perhaps take the risk. So if you're looking at using mushrooms for therapeutic use, then I think you should start low and go up from there and see what happens. That's it, What is the difference in the machine versus Levo or magic butter? I think one of the biggest differences is volume. The magic butter machine can do a bigger quantity than the Levo will. I'm not sure. I've not used the Levo, but I don't know if it does your decarboxylation for you. Also, I know with the magic butter machine, you need to do your own decarboxylation, and then you put your ingredients. If you're making a topical, you put your topical ingredients into the magical butter machine. You set it your time, and it takes care of the rest for you. And then you simply have to use that silicone glove to strain everything out. With the Levo, it'll do your, thank you, there it is. It'll do your decarboxylation and your infusion, and then I believe probably strain out the process, and then just clean it out afterwards. I've not used Levo. I hear it's a really good machine. It's just designed for doing small quantities. So if you're starting perhaps from distillate or shatter or full spectrum oil or rosin, it's probably from dried flour, it might be a bit restrictive. So, how you doing, Becca? Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Becca.
Yeah, Kyle. You know what I mean? I think it's important to err on the side of caution, right? And see where you go from there.
I mean, why wouldn't we suggest going just with microdosing for Kyle? I mean, just starting with whatever.
That's how much,
is that more in that? No, you don't get a full gram in one of them pill capsules, right?
No, a lot of them will be set to about 100 micrograms.
Right.
Or 100 milligrams, sorry, not micrograms. Micrograms would be for things like LSD. So milligrams, yeah. About 100 milligrams to maybe 200, 250 milligrams. Those would probably be the variations you'd see in commercially produced capsules. If I was making them myself, outside of what you're putting into them, everything can be purchased on Amazon for about $40, and you can make your own capsules. Hold on, I better check on my dog.
I haven't heard them in a while. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. I apologize. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi shut down for a second there or something because. All right. You're alive. All right. We hear you, buddy.
They're doing the garden out back. So it's a stranger in his property. It's got him very riled up, as you can hear.
I'm very happy. No, don't say that. He'll end up going. So where are we going from here? We were talking mushrooms and that. He says, love the machine for oils, Levo, but yes, for small batches. We talked about that, right?
Yeah. I think it's quite. No, Loki, stop. Can you imagine? I wouldn't want to be that poor guy outside if I opened the door.
No.
Hold on 1 second. Stop.
Yes. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Down, Loki.
No. See, it makes it worse because my brother's dogs are outside barking at the guy, and he can't go out there and join the fray, right?
Right. He wants to be out there and bark too.
Come here.
He's like, yeah, right. I'm coming.
The unpredictability of animals and children. What are you going to do? Yeah, he's a good guard. We had somebody try to come into our house at like 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve one time. Well, when we lived in Edmonton, the dog starts freaking out, and some homeless guy, it was like minus 35 out. It was super, super cold. And this guy maybe was just looking for a place to get warm or whatever, and he was trying to open my patio door. But I had a fenced backyard, right? So he was inside the fence, inside the gate. And I'll tell you what, man, my dog, I was like, it was the first time that I knew for a fact he would protect. Because I'll tell you, if I would open that door, he would have ripped that guy apart. I'm sure that he was aggressive like I've never seen him. He's such a loving, gentle animal, right? And he's a big dog, but he's not, he doesn't have no mean bones in him. And a matter of fact, if I would have let him go out there right now, he would have gone out there and he would have jumped up on the guy and probably licked his face. But
he wants to go out.
The guy outside doesn't know that. And right, you see this 110-pound dog coming at you.
Right, run.
Yeah. So my dog is a Staffordshire Terrier boxer mix, and my brother's dogs are purebred French bull terriers, Frenchies. And they actually, one of them terrifies my big dog. He outweighs him by 80 pounds at least, but he's so afraid of that little French bulldog. He doesn't even like to go outside sometimes when Chester's outside. He's a funny boy. Terps and Bud's dogs are barking now too. Come here, buddy. Come up here. Let the people see you. Are you going to come up? Come on. No. Good luck.
Here we go again with the cutting out. We gotta figure this shit out. I don't know what this is all about. Like, my Wi-Fi is the strongest you can get, and it runs right from my thing right to my computer, but it still gives me issues. Every once in a while, I'll see the little bar up there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm on. See, the thing is, out here, what's crazy is right across the street, they have in fiber optic, high-speed Wi-Fi, but they never put it on this side of the road. We don't have access to it on this side of the street. So my Wi-Fi is LTE. I got an antenna on the roof of the house that catches the LTE signal. So for the most part, it's okay. I can watch movies on Netflix. I can do stuff like that, but it's slow too. Like, I don't have that huge bandwidth, especially for uploading. Like when I'm working on Photoshop or I'm trying to do stuff like that back and forth, it's slow to transfer files, especially these PNG files. They're so big, you know?
Oh, I know. One of these that I tried to make into a banner. They were like, no, that's way too big, bro. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, you use Canva for that. Yeah, Kyle.
Mrs. Hippie's the Canva. Yes,
like
Kyle. Go make us some money, Kyle.
When I first did my books, my daughter took care of all that Canva stuff for me. She made all my covers, did everything in Canva. And then I started working with...
Did you drive her crazy like I did to my daughter, to the point where now she doesn't want to work for you anymore?
No, I think my daughter would be into it. I think she enjoys that kind of stuff. She's very artistic, you know, creative minded.
My daughter is also very artistic, but I am a pain in the ass, you know. So I'm like standing over her, and I'm like, no, move that there.
No,
let's change that. Let's change this. No, let's do this over. And she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Well, I'm not too bad because I usually have a pretty good idea what I want going in. I'll be able to translate that over.
I have the opposite. I don't have any idea what I'm doing, and I'm like, can you do this? And can we make it happen?
I've been learning how to use Canva for myself because I've had to make all these, like this image right behind me right now. I made that in Canva.
Yeah, I love that one. I'm like, now I'm looking at that one. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So basically, I took. Oh, the coin, you mean?
Yeah, the big one behind you.
I'm not talking about the coin. I'm talking about the room. I'm talking about the whole thing.
Oh, the whole image. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Etsy shop, right? I like to show the art in a room.
Right.
So I used Discord to create the room with a piece of art on the wall. And then I took that room with a piece of art and I put it in Canva. And I erased the piece of art on the wall, leaving the same room but with a blank wall. And then I replaced it with my art. And that's how you create the mock-up, right? But Canva's magical like that. Like, it's really awesome. You can do some cool stuff. And I am not computer talented, not computer literate, not good with it in any way, shape, or form.
I pretty much stopped paying attention after the Atari. I was like, I'm done with this electronic stuff. I like girls.
I'll never forget my final exam in high school. I had to take computer science class or whatever it was. And back then, we used to do the programming with cards. They had these cards, and you had to fill out. They had little circles on them. And you had to use a pencil and fill out these little circles and then feed the cards into the thing, and it would read the numbers or the circles off the card, and that's how you create games and do stuff like that. But I was just a partier in high school. I didn't give a shit about computers. So I didn't pay attention to it. It was just outside of my realm of comprehension. So the final exam came, and I had to write the exam, obviously, because I had such a bad grade during the class. I didn't get to avoid the exam. So I write the exam, and I put nothing on there. I get to the last question. It asked for a fundamental wave train or something like that. So I drew a caboose with a guy waving. The teacher ended up giving me 4% for my artwork. So in my final exam, I got 4%. 400 in a computer science class. So I don't know nothing about computers at all. But
I took like a typing class for about a week, and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. I can't figure out what the fuck. My hands don't work like that. I don't have fingers like that. They don't separate and spread and can figure out where they're supposed to go on their own. I got to look at them and make sure they're going there. And I could never pick
Diane says, I love pit bulls. I have a pit bull, lab, Great Dane, and Basset Hound. Wow. Dash Hound. Nice. Yeah, my dog looks a lot like a pit bull. Like, everybody assumes it is a pit bull. But he's not technically. He just looks like one. But yeah, I got no problems with, I don't believe that they're bad dogs. I just think they're bad owners. You know, I think there are dogs with certain traits. You know, they have the ability because that's what they're genetically coded to do. Like when we were looking into getting these dogs, my daughter is very researched, wants to know about things. So she started researching the breed, right? And they were used to hunt wild boar and bears. You know what I mean? That's what they use these dogs for. So of course they have some sort of aggression inside of them because they were genetically programmed to be that way, right? But dogs are also pack animals and they need a leader. So you have to be the leader of the pack to your dog. If you have a big dog, a dog that has the potential for aggression, you have to be that dog's leader and you have to have control of it. Plain and simple, you have to be able to control your pet. And if you're good with your dog won't be dangerous to anybody.
Yes, Brian. It won't be very flavorful.
Yeah, it might taste crappy.
But you can. All right, I'm going to play a commercial. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of having a dirty brown booty hole? Do you wish your booty hole was pure white? Then you need to call us at 1-800-BLEACH-MY-BOOTY-HOLE, and we will show you how to do this all naturally. For just $19.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling, we will send you an instructional manual complete with illustrations on how to put your legs behind your head while on a lawn chair and point your booty hole towards the sun properly. We will teach you how to spread your cheeks so that the sun can naturally bleach all those cracks and crevices that you can't reach otherwise. Act now, and we will throw in a pair of sunglasses to protect your eyes, but not your booty hole. Call 1-800-BLEACH-MY-BOOTY-HOLE naturally now.
All right, we're back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to WTHC. You got the hippie here and DoktorHigh. We're hanging out, having a good time. And if you need your booty hole bleach, please hit us up.
I was going to say, what do they send you in the mail? A cat tongue?
No, it's an actual. The gentleman who made that, when he made it so that people could duet it. And you should have seen some of the videos. People were out there like putting their booty holes up in the air. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
I can only imagine. Fable Lance's Chihuahuas are garbage dogs for dukes. Yeah, because they're yappy little things, and they're gonna set you up. So yeah, see that. Plus, as we all know, Chihuahuas will bite just about anybody who gets too close to their preferred person. You know, they got big hearts. Used to be a Yorkshire Terrier across the street from me. My neighbor's dog, and I would come outside, and that dog would shoot across the street and just bark right at my ankles. Never attacked, but boy, he had no fear at all.
Scared the shit out of you, though.
Well,
we had this dog in my neighborhood. We were all kids, you know, growing up, and we were all in our mid-teens, you know, going into our teens into 20s, you know. And our friend Gary had this little black Chihuahua, no bigger than the size of my shoe.
Yeah.
And that little son of a bitch would come out of the house, and you would see 15 grown men take off running like kids, scared to death of this dog, man. He would come up, and he didn't care. He would bite the ever-living shit out of you if you stood there. He would bite your ankle so hard you'd have holes in it. That little prick. I hated Chucky. He was a jerk.
That's funny.
Freaking monster.
That's funny. So as Terps and Buds say, our intelligence is how we break the cannabis stigmas. Those who portray stoners just sit around and are not productive.
Badger
are those
heart
who will be left
puppetry.
sitting.
Badger heart puppetry. Badger heart puppetry. Brian Jackson, hit up Brian. Badger heart puppetry. That's where you get yourself a great.
Oh, for a puppet. Yeah, I saw you put that in there. Yeah, it's true, right? Like you can't influence the people necessarily so much with the stigma, but or with the stereotype of the cannabis way the same way, right? Like the way Cheech and Chong portrayed it in the 70s, or a lot of these stoner ways now have to be more on the comical side of cannabis education, right? You can still have the appearance, but you have to show the intelligence also. And that's the thing that throws people off.
I got the appearance, but I don't have the intelligence, sir.
You know, this is just my personal experience, but I'm a big guy.
I brought you in.
I'm a big guy. I'm heavily tattooed.
Me too.
Most people will find my presence intimidating right off the jump, right? When I go into a room or whatever. I mean, I look like a biker. There's no two ways about it. And you can put me in a suit, and then I look like a bodyguard for a biker. You know what I mean? Or a mobster or whatever. But it's just my appearance. It's just the way it works. And but people are disarmed when we first begin to talk because it's not what they expect, right? And that really allows me the opportunity to create some pretty good relationships with people, because at first they're like, they have this stereotype in their mind, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, this isn't what we expected. You know what I mean? And it breaks down the barrier pretty quick like that. So I'm really, like, I have a lot of fun. When I work in a retail setting, I can really play with people. I can have a great time with them.
When I'm in a store and I'm working, and if I know the people, I mean, if I know the stuff I'm selling, the product, and I am comfortable selling that product, I will have a great time. I can sell ice to an Eskimo, but
yeah, you have to know your product. If you're a salesperson, you need to know what you're selling.
You need to know, and you need to trust and love what you're selling. You can't just go sell.
Yeah, because your enthusiasm translates, right? Like people don't think about it, but more than 90% of our communication is unspoken. It's body language, tonality, eye contact, face movement. It's all these things that aren't words that are part of communication. So people feel your energy when you're face to face. You can feel the energy of somebody. You can feel whether they're nervous, whether they're uptight. You know what I mean? Like, you can feel these things. So, you know, to be a good salesman, you have to be comfortable, you have to know your product, and you have to believe in what you sell. And if all those three things are in alignment, then, you know, if people are there looking at your products because they have a need, and what they need to know is this product going to satisfy my needs? Is it going to take care of what I need it to do? And if you can help them to understand that this is the right product for them, then they're going to buy it all the time.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
So,
Andrew, hi, Andrew.
Hey, Spider-Man.
We're officially off the radio right now, guys. I don't know what the hell happened. That shit shut down, but that's all right. After our show here on Facebook and YouTube, we'll finish that up, and then we'll go. I'll sign off for a few minutes, and then I'll sign back on, and we'll finish out the day. So don't you worry, everybody. WTHC is still playing music over there right now, but it is. Oh yeah, it's can't keep a job.
When you're not on the air, you just
it goes automatically to the background, you know, to the digital board.
But you set the playlists. Do you set the playlists that play during your off hours, or
no? It's there's like 7,000 songs, and they go random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll play, and I call him Can't Keep a Job Bob, and I keep him employed because, you know, he needs a job. But he doesn't do a very good job. He doesn't talk very much. He does a good job playing his commercials, Anyway,
well, I'll tell you what. Whoever populated that database with those songs did a good job.
Well, thank you. I got it. I actually got it from a good friend of mine who got it from his brother who passed away. It was his brother's playlist of all of his music on a MP3, and he was like, I was like, I when I first got the radio station, I needed songs immediately. You have to have enough. You have to have enough songs to be able to keep it on 24 hours a day. If you're not on, or you get in trouble for dead air. So I was begging, and I don't have no songs. I'm not a song person. I mean, I'm a music person. I love music, but I'm not technologically impaired. I'm impaired.
Right.
So I can't, I don't have an MP3 player. I don't even know how to download songs. And I'll end up paying for songs for the rest of my life. I don't, I fuck shit up. So I know, I always just listen to music and love music. It's my life, but I never was one to study music. I wasn't one to learn music. I wasn't one to know every song by every band. Like I love the Grateful Dead, but I'm no way a Deadhead. I call myself whatever, but I've seen them 10 times, but I was an enthusiast. I liked them when they came to New York. I would go see them. I don't know where the hell we were going. How did I get on?
How your music was.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So then this gentleman, this buddy of mine, he's a puppeteer. His name is Baby Bear. He's out there. If anybody knows Baby Bear, what up, Baby Bear? Shout out, Baby Bear. He was a puppet, and his brother passed away a few years past, I guess. And I was reaching out to people saying, if you have any music, downloaded, please send it to me so I can get it on my 24. And he was like, I got something. And I was like, all right. He's like, I got over 7,000 songs of rock and roll and really good songs. And he's like, I would be honored if you would play my brother's playlist on your 24 hours. And was like, I'd be honored if I could play it. And, and so I shouted out all the time. That's for his brother. Cool. And I went through it. I cut it down, to 600 songs because, you can't have 7,000. You can, but some of them were, stuff that I didn't really think were appropriate for the radio. Some of it was not my genre. He had polka on there. He had, everything. He had a little bit of everything that he loved. It was really cool though.
And he loved polka.
Well, he loved a little bit of everything, I guess. He had a little bit of everything on there.
Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Like you listen to some weird Norse music or stuff like. Sometimes I'll go off on these little trips on YouTube. There's a band called Da.hippie. Do you know HU?
No.
And they have a song, Wolf. These guys are from, I want to say Siberia, but they do this really cool song with, what's his name? Mongolia, exactly. And who's the guy? There's a guy who does the song with him who's a well-known.
Is Shaddix of Papa Roach.
Yeah, Jacob Shattuck.
Toby Shaddix.
Yeah.
Of Papa Roach.
Yeah. But I'll start with something like this, and I'll go down the rabbit hole of music from genres like this. You know what I mean? And I'll spend an afternoon just listening to stuff I never heard before.
I can't hear a word you're saying, but I think you're cute. I've already moved it over. I already like it enough to move it over to my regularly played songs.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's a cool jam. And I have a whole little segment, DoktorHigh Hour, whenever I see you on. I'll be playing the Tea Party, the Woo, There you go. Yeah, I got the occasional bit of weird.
Still look cute.
Or being.
Not my fault. It's a 6-minute long song.
Oh, I'm trying to find something that you think is really crazy.
And it's live.
Oh yeah.
No, Nick, and I don't care for it. Stop bringing up my past, man. I don't. They're in the past. I don't want to ever talk about anything that's in the past. All right, Nicholas. So tired of it. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to Lab. I don't talk to May. I don't talk to fucking Animal. I don't talk to any of them. Okay. You fuck me in the ass. You move on. I don't hang out with you no more. It's not something I'm interested in.
Had you heard this before?
The only thing I care about is WTHC and the future.
Yeah.
And the family, of course.
Can't change the past, man. You can only change the future.
How is it pronounced? Who?
The Who. The Who.
The Who? Like as in like our band, The Who?
I guess. These guys are wild looking. They do some cool stuff. But this is the song that really like.
Do they have a bunch of others? You're gonna have to send me the good ones so I can put them over here on the list. I ain't got time in my day to listen to 700 songs by The Who.
Well, I don't think they have that many songs.
A couple other good ones. Send me them in a private message.
Yeah.
And I'll pull them over to my list for you.
Had you ever heard this one before?
I've never heard of them at all. No, I've never heard this song before in my life.
Not bad.
This is right there though with my, like that's about as heavy as I get, before it's like I can't handle it. Not that I can't handle it. I get a headache really easy from like screaming loud music, I mean, if I can understand it and it's Van Halen screaming and loud, then I can handle it. But if it's I have to get used to it, I guess. Nothing against them.
Weird stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely nothing against them. But everybody has their own genres, and I listen to all types of music. And my mind has been open to a lot of new music since I started doing this.
Well,
and I'm learning to like this. The more I listen to Timmy in the Fungi show, he's got a lot of this kind of music. This is what he plays, a lot more of this heavier, stuff. Yeah. And I'm starting to listen to it more often. I'm opening my mind to it. I'm not against anything. And of course, if there's a band out there that plays this kind of music, we have plenty of time to play you. So I would love to play you. So please hit me up and let me know.
No, that's
if you're an up and coming band, if you're somebody who wants to get out there and be played on the radio, WTHC is here for you. We're going to put you on the radio because I like help people make their dreams come true. No, not you, Nick. You're fired.
Tomorrow I'll bring you another strange one.
All right. Just send me an email and I'll have them ready. Send me a message later.
I was looking for Ravi Shankar. Because I like all that sitar music, and Ravi Shankar was the king of it. He was big with this in the 60s, that whole movement. He's the father of Nora Jones. You know, so I'm looking through him one day, and I find this guy Rahat Fatah Ali Khan and Adiba Parveen, and they do this old song from India, and there's just something about
you know what, dude?
The vocals that are incredible.
You know what, dude?
What?
I just thought about this. We're probably going to get in trouble now.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Unless you call them really quick and tell them to give me the rights to play their music.
Well, I don't think I could do that.
You're not friendly with them?
No.
You don't want to be like, hey, this is DoktorHigh. I fucked up. We played your song on the radio. You're getting in trouble now.
We were talking about how great it was, and it just slipped out.
Facebook, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Raggy's on the way home. Did he figure out? Did you figure out it's not
when you guys watch this again later, you're freaking out and you're like, I can't wait to watch this again later. There's a good chance you're not going to hear that song, and I'll have a message saying we've erased half of your show because you're a jerk and played music.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid.
I wonder if Raggy figured out how to place his mushroom order yet. We'll have to find out when he gets home.
I think he has to wait till payday, and then he, I don't know. I told him, worst comes to worst, I will place the damn order and send it to him. I don't want him to not get what he needs.
I'm pretty sure he can access it in England. I think it was just technical issues.
Oh, they're on Facebook. I can message them. The Who is on TikTok. I mean, they're on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
That's
Message them for me, Fable. Tell them the hippie wants the rights to play their music on a regular.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure how much.
See if they say yes. By the way, I'm so looking forward to hanging out with Abel Hart.
With who?
Abel Hart. He's another one on TikTok. He's coming up and coming superstar.
Oh, interesting.
Lori says she's going to be. Oh, Lori, you're back. You had questions earlier. Are you back?
Wolf Totem. Yeah, that's what it's called.
What's it called?
Wolf Totem.
Yeah, that's what Wolf Totem featuring Jacoby Shaddix.
Yeah, from Papa Roach. Yeah,
I had the first one without Papa Roach guy, and then you said featuring, and I was like, oh, then he must mean this one. So I grabbed that one and put it up there.
Well, they have a couple of different versions of the song. I've even seen it done like one of those mob things, where you have that. What do they call them? Flash mobs.
Yeah, with them dancing, like a song with them.
Yeah, I think all these people are in like Mongolia or something. They're in front of this, looks like this old, like Russian style head office type stuff. You know what I mean? Like it looks like some real Iron Curtain type stuff, but it's like a flash mob. I've seen a couple of different renditions of that. That's pretty cool.
Wait a second. My friend Lori is on her way back to the emergency room. For what?
For her toe?
Please tell me your anal warts are acting up again.
Sheesh.
And it's nothing more severe than that.
Come. I can't let you out if Ron's back there, buddy.
Your toe? All right, Matt.
Oh.
God. Matt, they got a chair next to you in the freaking... Where do you work, Matt? Fred Meyers? Oh, DJ Neffy Nick is traumatized. Somebody's toe has been injured.
Oh.
It's going to be all right, Nick. It's only half a toenail. This
Come here. This is my voice talking to me.
Oh, I want to see it, Lori. I love to see You're right back at you.
Today, buddy. You're very vocal today.
They're going to have to chop her foot off.
Come on. Let the people see you. Oh, look, come see. Come see. Who's there? Come. Come see who's there. Come see. His ears are right up. Come see. Come on. Come on. Do it again. Do it again. Oh, there he is. He made a brief appearance.
He came up for a half a second.
Yeah.
It's black and blue and big is my big toe. It is not your big toe. it is a smaller toe that you've broken.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. They can't fix toes, right?
Yeah, no, they're not going to do anything. They're going to say, haha, we'll give you a pill or two. Go
You
home,
just
take
deal
some
with it,
Tylenol with
basically.
codeine. They'll trim up that toenail, make it hurt a little more, make it a little shorter. And then
Yeah, it's gonna have lots of pressure in there
and then it's gonna grow into your skin because it's curled the wrong way.
Oh, I can just feel it. Like we've all done that sort of thing to our
Oh, that's
toes.
why I walk with my toes curled all the time. My wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm tired of breaking my fucking toes."
Yeah, no, it's no fun.
I took a chunk out of my thigh yesterday. I mean, my calf yesterday.
Yeah,
on the bottom step of those things, man. I was like, damn, that fucking hurt on the bottom step of
boxes. Good morning, little boxes.
There's little boxes now. Good morning, little boxes. We were just talking. Lori says she needs to get in touch with you. She's interested in maybe talking to you about her powder. She's no longer allowed to smoke. In fact, they're putting her on oxygen, and she's had some issues with edibles in the past.
Yeah, that's good.
I need your link, please, Lori. Man, these people from West Virginia, I'll tell you.
Why?
No manners. I've been working on this woman for months and months now, trying to get her to get manners. Please. Thank you.
There we go. That's nice.
It takes a little work. It takes a little effort. And it's not all West Virginia people, I want to say. It's just her, I think. I hope. I know you don't got no manners. I don't know. Barbara Ann is the sweetest woman in the world. And then you come, and where the hell you come from is I don't know. With your rudeness and your mouth. My goodness.
My babysitter's no longer talking to me.
Yeah, well, she's no longer talking to a lot of us, so I gave you a new baby. Oh, that's right. You are adopted. No wonder Barbara Ann is such a sweetheart and you're a psycho.
Oh, a lot of comments today, huh? That's a long
yeah,
list.
but most of them are just Nick driving me crazy. Nick, what did Nick just say that my baby? Oh, you have a new babysitter. Her name is Curly Kell. She's in charge of you now. In fact, we made a new room in the back room that says private room for DJ Nephew Nick and Curly Kell only over here on Discord. But you never come in, so she just sits in there by herself, waiting patiently. Curly Kell. Hell no! What do you mean, hell no, Curly Kell? Well, we discussed this and we've already agreed upon it. You're not getting married to him. You're babysitting. You're making sure he doesn't do stupid stuff like he normally does. Fable says, I call not it. No nose goes. Touch your nose, Dr. High.
Why?
Because no nose goes. You're going to end up in charge of DJ Nephew Nick. Quick.
Oh, jeez.
You don't want to be in charge of him. I'm telling you, he's trouble. So
you
got to catch up on the pad. We have to talk so I can explain the craziness of some of these people. So you know what I'm talking about, because DJ Nephew Nick, he's a freak. It's going to have to be Lori.
Sucker leaf turn a little yellow.
It's going to have to be Lori because she's got the oomph, the gusto to take care of him and keep him in line. Curly Kell's too sweet. She'd be like, "Oh, all right, DJ Nephew Nick, you can go out there and make a jerk out of yourself."
That's funny.
Lori will block his ass. Get him out of here, Lori. Kick him out of here. All right. Anyway, Dr. High, it's 12:04. We got nothing going on. What do you want to talk about, bro? How about that dude? You want to talk about him? Dude, hit me up. Well, we should do that in private.
Yeah, I'll send him a message because
I don't see, like, I don't know if he's, when I get messages like that, I'm like, now I don't know if he's Dr. High. We have to make like something so that they can contact both of us, so that if it's somebody that you already know, I don't want to be like, yo, get out of my face. And then it's like, hippie, what'd you do? You kicked out my best friend.
How did he end up messaging you? Do you know?
On WTHC Radio. I
Okay.
guess from what your message that you had written, or maybe he came in and saw us. He might be here now. I don't know. But I'm very excited to talk to him. But I didn't know, I didn't know if he was real, if he's a scam, because I don't know anything. You're the man. So
No, I know him from
even if you don't know him, you can go there and say, "Hey, all right, those don't look right. No, we're not going to deal with this dude."
Yeah, well, I don't
know
even know what he's trying to do. That's what we need to figure out in the first
Oh,
place.
you read that? Yeah. Well, I sent you the whole message, so everything that he wrote to me is there on that message.
I just don't remember right now.
Yeah. Hi, Timmy. The fun guy's here, everybody. Hi, fun guy.
What's up, Tim? I'm wondering if he's trying to promote some product.
Well, it sounded like he has people that work in dispensaries that he can get to us. He has people that work in the seed industry that he can get for us to interview. But I don't know. It was kind of left wide open. And then he was like, before I go any further, then he said what he said. He was like, before I embarrass myself, what are you guys kind of looking for? And I'm like, well, Dr. High knows what I'm looking for. He tells me what he's my primary care physician.
We're looking for products. We're looking for products for Hippie to review in the U.S.
You to review in Canada, me to review here in the United States.
But the Padres,
but interviews as well. I mean, if he wants to come on and be an interview, I would love to have him on. If he's somebody
he's stories, he's an activist. So
anybody that's I feel like except for Lori, pretty much anybody can come up here.
Yeah, is a clinical trial study. What is that? Is a clinical trial study? Tim's asking. Who's taking the study? Lunchtime. Yes, it's getting on for lunchtime. Hey, Eric, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Curly Kel's like, I can review with you. You live 2 hours from me, girl. I'm not going to say, all right, Curly Kell, I got a new product. Come on down. We're going to review it together.
I want to know. It's got my dog all riled.
Oh, tell him it's for a clinical trials.
Where did I go?
Oh, I'm going to tell him the honest
truth.
Hey, I'm on the radio. I have millions of listeners, or at least a couple thousand, maybe even 100. But, but whatever. It's getting bigger every day. And I'll never tell the right number, so don't worry. Millions and millions of listeners out there on WTHC. Well, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to shout out. I'm willing to do commercials. I'm willing to talk about their products. I'm willing to, I want to give
We just have to know, right? We're not going to talk about somebody's products based upon their say, so we need to know.
Yeah. But, I'm willing to do seed giveaways. If somebody's got seeds and they're a seed company and they want to, promote their seeds, I want to be able to do that for them. I want to be able to help anybody and everybody,
Well, as long as you're a real business. Yeah, absolutely. Doing great. Thanks, Eric. Just shooting the breeze. You just caught us at the end of the show today. We're getting towards the end now, but come back. Yeah. We'll be here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. We run a couple hours every day, so pretty good.
Usually we're on the radio, but my whole house shut down for a second here, and I don't know how I kept this going. My radio shut down.
You're affecting dogs out there all over the country.
All over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. You're going to be a star. If you come on the camera, people would freak.
Loki the high dog.
Yeah.
Does Loki do CBD on a daily to keep him healthy and young?
When I have it around and made, yeah, but I don't focus on them regularly right now. But actually, I've been thinking about going to just regular dosing for him. He's 5 now, so
Yeah, it should become a regular, like us. As I'm getting older, and as I learn from you, now I'm gonna get on a CBD regimen. I'm gonna get on a mushroom regimen. I'm gonna get on a weed regimen. I'm gonna get on lots of regimens, except for that diet one. I hate that diet.
Yeah, well, it's all natural, right? And there's enough evidence out there to support that there's potential here. You know what I mean? So why not give it a shot? We do all kinds of other crazy things to.
Well, that's the
but
thing
all
is
the
I'm
things
so
are-
devastated. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I say, I mean, being human, we look for the easiest way to shut holes. But I think cannabis, mushroom therapy. I think there's a lot of good, healthy ways to go.
Don't you wish though, like Dr. High? I know you got started in this. I mean, you were a smoker like myself, recreational, all of our lives. But you got started in being Dr. High later in life. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But don't you wish, like myself included, like if I would have been more active in being an activist when I was a kid? Because man, I really love this stuff, and I never, I just never knew all about this activist stuff and all that. All I knew is that I had to go find that dude that had the weed so I could get high, and that was it. And now I'm here and I'm trying to be an activist and help people and teach people and learn and speak the truth about it. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have been doing this for the last 40 years. I could have been a radio station breaking barriers 40 years ago or 30 years ago, and it just makes me sad.
Yeah, but
I have the opportunity now.
There was very few back then, because
all right, I'm sure
legalization and the situation we find ourselves in now seemed nothing but a fantasy 30 years ago. Never. I did not think in my lifetime I was going to see legalized cannabis on a federal, national level in Canada. I never saw it, but I did see it in 2014.
I am still in awe every single day that I wake up and I'm like able to go get my own weed from the dispensary. Like it's just it blows my mind, because I never in my life thought that it would ever be legal, and now they're just handing it out like it's candy. Some of these doctors are just handing cards out like they're yeah, sure, you're sick. Yeah.
See, as soon as I thought that legalization really had the potential, that's when I transitioned into the cannabis industry right away. I mean, I went to work selling accessories. I went to work selling and being involved in
I never thought about it. Legally. I always thought it was poo-poo, like I had that we had a wonderful shout out. They're not there. I don't think they're still there, but if they are, no, they might still be there. Shout out to Utopia on Long Island. It was the local head shop, man, and they were the bomb. But I would go in there and I'd be like petrified going in there. I'd be like worried that I was going to get raided, and I was just, and then you had to worry about what you said and what you asked for, and you go in there and you're like, I want that smoking device, tobacco, and then they're like, it's a tobacco product, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, just give it, here's your money and run, and then you were like, and I don't know, it's like scary back then, it wasn't like now. You can just walk in and there's a fucking room full of, I went to the head shop here. I remember when I first moved here, it's 18 years ago, I moved here. There was a guy, his name was Tie-Dye Dave, and he had a tie-dye shop, a hippie shop down the road down here. Shout out to Tie-Dye Dave. May he rest in peace. His hippie shop is no longer there. But you would walk in and it was just like my hippie shop, just all hippie, really cool shit. And then in the very back corner, you would see this little squared off curtain area. And I had no idea. And I'm like, I know that they told me to come here and this is where I'm supposed to go. And he's like, oh yeah, back there. And then he brought me back. He put me in the curtain and closed the curtain behind me. And then there was glass boxes full of, different types of items. And then he came back in. He's like, you see something you like? And I'm like, yeah, I like that one. And I try not to use any words, and I'm like, but now you just walk in, you're like, yo, give me that fucking big old bong up there, man. Let's smoke the shit out of that. I'm going to do a dab in the car on the way home. And it's, the world has changed so much. And I never, ever thought it would be this way.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you?
How you doing, Jeff? Kelly's head hurts. Hopefully not from us.
Oh, probably. Well, she's in trouble with DJ Nephew Nick. That could kill anybody's head.
As soon as I saw the opportunity to get into the cannabis space, it's where I wanted to be. It's where I knew I'd be happy,
I'll tell you honestly, I mean, I've always been a cannabis guy. You know that.
Yep.
But it was the radio station who I came on, and I started with that guy, KLAB Radio, and it was great. I was like, and then the opportunity came, and I was like, what's the odds of weed radio on digital broadcasting being available? And the person who was my partner at that time was like, I don't know, check and see if it's available. It's your radio station. I'm doing this for you. I love you. I'm going to do this all for you. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm doing it all for you. And so I said, all right. And I went and I bought the radio station. I bought the letters because I couldn't really afford anything, but the letters were a certain amount of money, and I had that much money to my name at that time. So I bought WEED. They were available. My fucking jaw hit the floor. Then said person decided that they didn't want me working for them any longer, I guess, because I was doing too much good stuff for the world. She didn't like the idea that we were, one of her partners was in a different state they frown upon it a little more than here. And he was like, I don't even like the name. Why don't we change it to Tumbleweed? And I was like, Tumbleweed? What the? So this way I can sell it. I can't even promote it, that kind of stuff. And then, so anyway, long story short, then they kind of fired Hobbies and I guess they cut us off and left us with nothing. So then I ran immediately because I couldn't, let them get away with that. And I looked and I found out that weed was still mine, but I immediately bought I went and looked to see if WTHC was available. I bought that. And then I went and looked to see if weed was still mine. And they said, oh yeah, weed is yours. Somebody called and put her name on it, but I said, did I give you permission to put anybody's name on that? And they were like, no, sir. And we apologize. We never should have put her name on it. And I
So
said,
you've had it removed?
So I said, can you please have her name removed? And they said, absolutely, 100%. And they sent me a letter saying that it was removed and that I 100% own WEED Digital Broadcasting and WTHC Digital Broadcasting. So
nice.
I own both.
That's perfect.
And they don't run out until next year and the year after. So I got 2024 and 2025. I got to worry about making sure I pay to keep them.
WTHC, catch the buzz. Nice.
Catch the buzz, right? That's our logo. Catch the buzz. Get on the bus, catch the buzz. We're on the bus. We're tripping, and we're going to go for a ride. We don't know where we're going. That's what I've been saying since day one. When I became just a hippie puppet, my logo was get on the bus. It's going to be a bumpy ride. I don't know where we're going, but come on in. We're going to have a good time on the way. And so far, it just keeps coming. Things just keep happening. I got the radio, and then let's go with weed.
Nothing more than to hear positive stories about the way cannabis has affected people in a great way.
Yeah,
that's real good. Really good. Good stuff. Well, hippie.
All right, my man.
Of course, we do a commercial.
No, I don't have to worry about it. I mean, I could do another commercial. I have one.
Do you suffer from crabs? If you do, we have the solution for you. For $19.95 plus $5 shipping and handling, we will send you our Crab Away kit. Your kit comes with a complete instruction book on how to use our large ice pick, the industrial-sized flame, and the surgical 5-bladed razor. Simply follow the instructions, shave one side, burn the other, and vigorously move your hand up and down as you stab the little devils when they run out. Act now and we'll throw in a free sample of our burn cream and nose plugs so you don't have to smell the hair burning. Call 1-855-CRAB-AWAY now.
Well, whoo! In case anybody out there has crabs, you need to get them away. Please feel free to reach out to us at 1-800-CRAB-AWAY. Dr. High, it has been a pleasure as always. I am so glad that today is only Thursday and we get to do this again tomorrow on Friday. High day. We have we got to start setting up some guests. I want to bring guests up more often, and we need to work on your freezing. It makes it very difficult when I have to talk to the back of your head. Are you there? Brookmeyer, Bob, what's up? Are you there, Dr. High? Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Okay. Shazbot. All right, everybody. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Nanu. Oh, Dr. High's back. Wait. Whoa. Are you here? He's so adorable. Are you here?
I'm here now. Listen, there's a comment that just come up from a dear old friend of mine, Bob Brookmeyer. He was my next door neighbor when I was a kid, 6 years old. One of the first guys I ever smoked weed with. Long history, known each other like got to be 50 years.
Awesome.
How you doing, Bob? Awesome. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. That's pretty cool.
Set it up. I want to talk to Bob next week, tomorrow. Bob, come by tomorrow around 10 a.m. on the East Coast. We're going to bring you up in the box. I'm going to talk about Dr. High at 6 years old. We're going to find out the truth about Dr. High.
Yeah, Dr. High.
What's going on?
That's it. Nanu.
Keep your hands off. That's what I say when you're frozen. I'm like, Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Mork calling Orson.
Yeah, it's been brutal today a little bit.
It has been a little brutal today, I have to tell you. Do you have bad weather?
No, it's a beautiful day here.
Yeah, I got partly foggy and cloud. I mean, partly cloudy with a little bit of fog, but
sky's blue, sun shining, dogs whining.
No, Nick, nobody's going to go over to Clapper. Your show is on at the same time as mine. Stop trying to steal my friends, you jerk. Go play with your Clapper girls over there on Clapper. These guys are all coming over to WTHC and going to rock out this afternoon with the hippie on WTHC Live, on Live 365 and tune in, not on Clapper. No, I love you, Nick.
That's it.
You can check out DJ Nephew Nick any other time after I'm off the air. Feel free, but don't come in my room stealing my friends.
Come on.
Kelly, you're supposed to be in charge of this guy. All right, Dr. High, I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a little less malfunctions here. Tomorrow. What about tomorrow now? Were you able to hook it up? I see you got it pretty much the same way as you had it yesterday, right?
What's that?
The way you connected today with your friends?
Yeah.
You should be able to do it differently now because I made you a co-host.
Well, I'll take a look. I didn't know, so I haven't had a chance to take a look at that. But
yeah, so now you should be able to link all your shit. You can link your Kick, you can link your Twitch. You can link your.
I don't have Kick or Twitch or
me either, but we can create them. Kick. There's only certain platforms that they do. Yeah, and Kick and Twitch, KICK, not KIK.
Well, I managed to link my YouTube today, but because it's a new channel, I requested the ability to live feed. It's going to take 24 hours. So we'll be able to get it up on there by next week. But yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun. Yeah. I'm not worried about it. It's all going to come.
I agree. I had a great time today. I had a lot of fun, except for the whole disconfunction over here on the radio part. But we're still here on the Facebook and YouTube.
Thanks everybody for spending your time with us. It was so great. We had a lot of you here today. A lot of fun. Real good. Remember, anything comes up about cannabis during your day-to-day time when we're not
around, feel free to reach out to either of us.
All your questions can be answered here when it comes to our beautiful plant.
Yep. All right, guys. Much love, everybody. I'm signing off here. Dr. High, have a great day. Nurse High, have a great day at work. Peace.
You too. Take care, everybody.